Hey everybody, this is Brett. And some people will ask me like, well Brett, why do you talk about politics and religion? That doesn't mix with good business. And if you do that, you're going to lose business because people will get mad. And I told them that basically everything is connected. And my channel is about holistic healing. And talking about everything or anything that might be on my mind at a particular time is important for me, because I realize that this muscle's connected to that muscle and that muscle's connected to that muscle, and our lifestyles and our government and our spirituality and the way we treat the environment, it's all interconnected. Okay, and people that are too shallow to see that, well, I can't help you. Hopefully, other than if you watch my videos, you'll start to realize these truths and you will be helped. And you'll be strong enough to listen to what I have to say. And today I want to talk about red tide. And I don't know very much about this other than one of the reasons that I buy organic foods is because I totally and completely believe in using natural fertilizers. That's one of the things with organic foods that's required, that they use natural and not synthetic fertilizers. In Florida, they have phosphate mines, okay? And in manure, in cow manure or any other kind of poo, there's a decent amount, roughly 2% in cows, of phosphorus. And there's a little bit of a difference between phosphorus and phosphate. I guess the phosphate is more of a compound, but in any case, the reason that they're mining all the phosphate in Florida that creates what's known as the red tide and all the pollution that's killing fish and causing all kinds of problems down there is for synthetic fertilizers. Okay? And it's not surprising, okay? It's not surprising because we want to do everything. We have to do everything fast. The natural way, like you may understand already, is to put poop in your garden. Everybody that's a gardener knows that the natural way to fertilize your garden is to put cow or horse or chicken or whatever poop in the garden. And you have to prep it, and it takes time, especially like chicken poo is really, really hot. I think that means it's got a lot of nitrogen, extra nitrogen. And some poos are like ready to go right out of the animal, like horse poo. But everyone wants a quick fix. It's so much more difficult to collect poo than to just go to the store and buy a bag of synthetic fertilizer, right? But which one is better? That's what I'm talking about. So some people might say, well, Brett, we can't do that with 7.5 or whatever 8 billion people in the world. There's no way that we could feed everybody like that. And I say, well, yeah, no freaking shit. There's a whole lot of things that we just can't do naturally, at least now, at least right now, and support that many people in this world. And that's why it's so scary. There are so many things to be afraid of with people doing all those antibiotics and making their immune systems weaker and weaker and weaker, and eating all of those foods, all of that food grown with all that synthetic, not natural fertilizer. Okay, so there are so many problems that are scary as right now. Okay, and we have to get real. Everyone has to get real. Having this president come in, that really creates a lot of movement. It creates a lot of thinking. It creates a lot of denial. It creates a lot of everything. And when you create a lot of movement, it creates forced change. It's a good thing. It gets people on that side thinking about the possible benefits of the people on that side, and vice versa. It's a good thing because that needs to happen. Radical shit needs to start happening. Trump is a good thing, believe it or not. Anyways, so what we need is a whole lot of people with shovels. A whole lot of people following cows around, and horses, and goats with shovels, and picking up the poo. And a lot of you are going to think, oh, that's really, really funny. But guess what? Ask the Amish. Look at it logically. It's true. It's absolutely true. We need people with shovels picking up poop. Think about all of the cows out there right now that are grazing, and they're farting and increasing the global warming, but we're not even using their poop. We're just letting it sit there for the flies and the maggots. And so we're doing so many things because, like, we're above that. We're not, there's no way that we could possibly slow down and become that primitive. We're civilized people, right? We're from Europe. We're civilized people. We're Americans that our ancestors are from Europe, and we've gotten to this point of where we use Apple iPhones and all of these computers and stuff. And there's no way that we could actually walk around in a field and pick up poop. Right? How much time do we have? So, you know, people need to get real here. This is what we're talking about with getting back to the earth and getting real. Instead of putting on a suit in the morning and going and sitting in front of a desk and getting a slip disc, what people need to do is put on some overalls, go outside, grab their shovel, or get on a bus to wherever the cows are and the horses and all of that, and work and pick up poop. Okay, and stop doing all this bullshit mining that's causing all of these problems in Florida and other places. There's so many things that people need to get back to the slow, natural way. The slow and natural and meditative way. Think of how peaceful it would be to just be standing around, picking up poop, and everybody takes a break. I mean, the immigrants coming up here, I want to do it. I did it. I could show you the poop in my garden right now. I found a horse corral. And one day I picked up 4 or 5 wheelbarrows full, and I got it in my garden because my garden wasn't growing as good as I wanted it to. Next year it'll do better, and each year I keep building and building and building strength in that garden. That's what healing is all about, building strength with everything that you do. Everything. People don't realize it, but I have the ability to radically help them with a consultation on Skype or FaceTime or on the phone or whatever. They think that, Brett, he's not very healthy. He doesn't know anything about real healing. Right. So, anyways, I'm just that nut that's telling us that we need to pick up poop. And I want to thank you for joining me. I hope that you are well. And some of you realize these truths, and thank you for being my viewers and my supporters, and you rock just as much as I do. Be well.